the sine law. Let's start with an investigation. You have been given this acute triangle, ABC, with the following measures. Your first step is to label each opposite side with the same letter as the vertex, but written in lowercase, which is a small letter. Draw an arrow from angle A to the opposite side. Label this side A. Draw an arrow from angle B to the opposite side. Label this side B. Draw an arrow from angle C to the opposite side. Label this side C. Now, you want to find a ratio between each angle and its corresponding side. For each angle, perform this calculation. The sine value of the angle divided by the length of the side. Now, let's continue with the sine value of the angle divided by the length of one side. We'll start with the sine of 50 degrees divided by 2.43. That will give us a value of 0.315. Sine of 60 degrees divided by 2.75 will give us 0.315. The sine of 70 degrees divided by 2.98 is equal to 0.315. We notice that all the ratios have the same value. From our observations then, when you take the sine value of the angle divided by the corresponding length of the side, the ratios are equal. We call this result as proof of the sine law. Sine of A divided by A equals sine of B divided by B equals sine of C divided by C. Or we could change it. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Now, let's look at applying the formula. Question number 1. Find the measure of side C to the nearest centimeter for the given diagram. Where do we start? Label side B. Write down what is given. Angle B is 60 degrees. Angle C is 40 degrees. Side B is 32 centimeters. Write down what is required to find the length of side C. Choose which formula to use. Since we have angle B and angle C, and we are trying to find the length of C, we will use C over sine C equals B over sine B. The unknown value should always be at the top left side. Substitute the given values into the equation. C over sine 40 degrees equals 32 divided by sine 60 degrees. And now, solve by cross multiplying. C times sine of 60 degrees equals 32 times the sine of 40 degrees. C equals 32 times sine 40 degrees divided by sine 60 degrees. Use your calculator to determine the answer. C equals 32 times the sine of 40 degrees divided by the sine of 60 degrees, which equals 23.75. And now you want to state your conclusion rounded to the nearest centimeter. The length of side C is 24 centimeters. Here is another question, question number 2. Find the measure of angle C to the nearest tenth of a degree. Here is the diagram. Step number 1. Label side B and side C. Write down what is given. Angle B is 60 degrees, B is 50 centimeters, C is 35 centimeters. Write down what is required to find the measure of angle C. Choose which formula to use. Since we have angle B and we are trying to find the measure of angle C, we will use sine C over C equals sine B over B. The unknown value goes on the top left side, remember. Substitute the given values into the equation. Sine C over 35 equals sine 60 degrees over 50. And now solve by cross multiplying. Sine C over 35 equals sine 60 degrees over 50. Sine C equals 35 times sine of 60 divided by 50. Now use your calculator to determine the answer. Sine C equals 35 times sine of 60 degrees divided by 50. On your calculator, use your shift or second function key, sine, bracket, brackets are extremely important, 35 times the sine of 60 degrees divided by 50. Angle C is equal to 37.31652336. State your conclusion, rounded to the nearest tenth of a degree. The measure of angle C is 37.3 degrees. The problem-solving cycle. Identify, explore, set goals, alternatives, select, implement, evaluate. Use the problem-solving cycle as you work with the Sine Law.